Boom! What's going on, my friends? Very excited for today. Again, back to my favorite week of the entire challenge. Not just about funnel building, but storytelling and greater relationships with ourselves. Guys, I'm excited for today and excited for all of this. Oh my gosh, you have a tripwire and you just made $287 overnight. Boom! Absolutely love it. Hey, what today is, it is all about the... let me turn this down, mic gain just a little bit here, it's kind of loud. Today is all about origin stories, okay? Now, we all have an origin story. What is an origin story? An origin story is the way we got started in the thing that we do, okay? So if all of you have one. It's the biggest thing that I get from people when they're like, I don't know if I have an origin story or whatever. Everyone has an origin story, okay? The point of an origin story is to think back to how you got started in the thing you're doing right now, okay? Right now, like if you are in any profession at all, there is at some point there was a logical reason why you went and actually jumped in the thing you are, okay? So let's say what are you guys selling? Let me just give you an example here real quick. The first time I realized how to strategic planning, coaching, health insurance, portrait, books, pet care, coaching, art. Awesome. Real estate, men's fashion. Okay. Men's fashion. Let's just say men's fashion here, okay? Sweet. Okay. Hypnotherapy. You can do anything, okay? Okay. Now let's say men's fashion, okay? There is a reason why you're in men's fashion. And you didn't just get into men's fashion because it was a job that got offered to you. Whether or not it's your business or your company, right? The point of an origin story is you have to understand there are two introductions in every single script. There's two, not one. Okay, and this is something that a lot of people get messed up on. Number one, we need to have an introduction to your product in general, right? Well, this is what it is. It's men's fashion. You're gonna look good, and most people stop there. The second introduction in every successful sales script, though, has an introduction of the person who's speaking. Okay. Hey, I got started in men's fashion because way back in the day, I don't know, we didn't have any money and I always wanted to look nice and I always was made fun of, and you know what I'm saying? And then suddenly I went and I got a job, and this job meant everything to me because I could go get some clothes and feel better about myself. And it wasn't so much that I cared what other people think about me, I just knew that I was a suit wearing kind of guy. And I felt out of place when I did not wear one, and it messed with my persona. And does that make sense? When we see the backstory of the logical reason why you got in the thing that you are, that is like the first step to becoming the attractive character, right? That's the intro. It's the story you carry along with you. It's the banner you carry with you as the attractive character as you go and start selling. Okay, people care about that. They don't just care about the product, especially nowadays. Okay, we want to know the person behind the curtain, right? What's the ghost in the machine? What's their story, right? How did they get started in this thing? And is it all just about money for them, right? No logic. Well, I was just 22 and stupid. Okay, but there is a reason. Okay, there is definitely a reason. Why did you get into the thing that you are? And usually there's some life event that most people go through, okay? And if you're like, man, it was just the first job that came my way. Okay, but why? And the easiest way, guys, this is going to be really, really funny, but the easiest way for you guys to go and figure out what your origin story is to act like you're a 5-year-old, okay? I have a 5, 3, and a 7-month-old. I have 3 girls, and tons of fun, but my 5-year-old will not stop asking why, okay? To everything. And it's like the best method for figuring out your origin story, okay? How did you get in the thing that you are? Why did you do that? What made you do that? Why? And get a little annoying about it. Exactly. Get a little bit annoying about it with yourself and start writing, okay? And write, and well, because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. Oh, what you're trying to uncover is it's pretty easy to uncover backstory. What's not easy to uncover, but is really as equally interesting for the listener, and they really need to hear it, is your desires. You're trying to uncover desires. What were the desires that I was feeling internally? Was there some insecurities? Was I feeling really confident and therefore I did this thing? Was I right? And what you're doing is you're finding it both the internal and external based desires. You have to find those out. Most people, remember, we don't want to be the storytellers that's like, well, yeah, there's a book that I read that a guy gave me in a limo, wherever that book went. Oh. Remember the story from yesterday, right? Oh, yeah, there's a guy who handed me this book, and it was it really helped me a lot. Like, what? No, there was a guy in a limo, and he was getting into a limo, and he handed me, right? Remember the whole story from yesterday? And it's this emotional thing. How do I know how to tie those things into? My guess is if you get really granular with it, in fact, it's not a guess, I know. If you just get really granular with it, you will start to see little things that have gone on in your life that your audience would actually really bond with you over. Meaning they've gone through very similar things. And if you say those things and you be open and transparent about it, okay, they love that. They absolutely love that stuff. Okay, it is what binds them to you. Okay, now throughout the remainder of the story, they have a vested interest. And they care about the epiphany that you had for the reason you're in your thing. They care about the plan, the conflict, the achievement, and the transformation. Okay, super, super awesome. Anyways, so the origin story is the reason why you got in the thing that you're doing. Trying to remember the exact scenario, but there's been many people that I've coached where I'll ask them, hey, you know, how did you get into the thing that you're doing? Well, it was the first job I got out of college. I'm like, okay, but like, why? You know what I mean? Back. You have to go figure out, go way back. Why did you want the job out of college? Why did you want this, right? And why did you go to college in the first place? Why did you think that was a good thing, right? I'm not saying it's bad, but there's a reason you went. Okay, by going backwards, that is the recipe for a very attractive, very interesting origin story, right? Now, I've told you guys my origin story at the beginning of this. And it was for a reason. It's because I knew I had to introduce both the OFA challenge and I had to introduce me. Who the heck is this guy talking? Right? He's got giant eyeballs and he yells a lot. Why do I care? Why am I going to keep getting on and listening? Okay? And I know. I have to answer that question in the brain. Okay? Anytime anything new pops up in our life, we run through a series of filters. Okay? Is this thing going to hurt me? Right? Is it going to fight? Should I run? Right? It's the fight, flight, freeze kind of thing. Is everything okay, or do I need to have my spidey senses heightened right now? Right? That's a big thing. And we all do that. You have to answer those subconscious red flags and questions inside people's brains. The way you do it, two stories. There's two introductions to every script. Okay, number one is the introduction to the thing itself. Men's fashion. Number two is the reason you're in it and why you thought it was logical. And what's cool, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I want you to imagine with me. Now, I'm going to describe a scene of when I came home from college one day, okay? I came home from college one day, and I remember I walked up the stairs. It was to our little apartment, and we were pretty broke still at the time, and it was cool. I walked in, I opened up the door, and the moment I opened up the door, there was this amazing smell. Okay, I could tell. I was like, oh man, my wife made this amazing food. It's incredible. I opened up the door. I was just hit by this. Oh, what? My favorite, right? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I'm so excited. And I go and I walk on in and I take my shoes off and I put them by the front door and I walk and I could feel the carpet felt good. It'd been a hard day. I walked on into the kitchen and our table was there and this amazing spread of food was on the table. Okay. Amazing spread of food is all on the table. And as I walked on in, I went and I saw my wife and I walked right up to her, dipped her down, planted one, right, and it was awesome. Okay? And we just had a great evening. Okay, now I want you to think with me real quick, how many of you, what color was the door that you guys opened up? Because the one that I opened up was blue. Red, white, brown, black. Yeah. Okay. Now, what color was the table? The kitchen table, right? What did the table look like? I guarantee it's different than the one that mine did. Okay. What food? I said it was one of my favorite meals ever. What was your favorite food? What was the food that was on top of the table? Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. So many different answers. Like, right. The feeling of the carpet, right? I could have gone in more depth and said, yeah, I remember there's a spot in the carpet I always squeaked when I stepped on it. The squeak would sound different to me than it did to you. The point is that when you tell an origin story, stories are very powerful because they take the histories of each individual and they combine them. and they bring them into they literally make the listener a protagonist, okay, in your story, and it makes them go through all the facts and the emotions of your story without actually having to go through the story. Okay, so if you have a story, you're like, oh, I'm not qualified because I have this like really, really hard background. You're actually in this amazing spot because guess how many people have probably had a hard life? Everybody, okay? Everyone has had a hard time. I love Tony Robbins when he comes out and he says, how many of you guys have had a hard time when you were growing up? What does he say? He says, how many times, gosh, I'm trying to remember the quote. He says, how many of you guys have had a hard childhood? And he goes, everyone effing has. Everyone has. Get over it, right? We've all had a hard time, right? The thing is, like, when you realize that the things you've gone through, although they might feel like they're varying levels, everyone in their perception and relative to them has gone through something hard in their life, okay? Or they've gone through something exciting, or they've gone through something that was scary, something, okay? But that means and represents different things and different facts and different emotions and experiences in everybody's life. So when you get good at telling a story, what you're doing is you're actually feeding off of the exact experiences that the listener has gone through in their life, and bringing them to the present as they listen to the story, but they're listening to yours. So then they can imagine something that's scary, or something that was really exciting, or something that where you were in a little bit of peril, or you were a victim, okay, or you're trying to achieve something or conquer, right? Does that make sense? This is this is the reason why the story is so powerful with it, and the reason why I love this week so much, okay? Yeah, you go and you toss all 5 senses in, 100%. So when you go in and you start chatting with each of the people, okay, and you tell that backstory, it's one of the biggest superpowers you have to level the playing field with the listener and you before you even talk about the product. So what today is we're going to walk through the actual script for the origin story, okay? So I'm going to share my screen with you guys here real quick, and we're going to walk through it. Let me actually pull up just a Google sheet here so we got something blank, okay? Hey, just as a reminder though, real quick while I'm pulling this up, Friday is a catch-up day. Okay, so 2 days from now, there's no official training. It is a catch-up day, and the reason we're doing that is because by now, you should be having people creating a lot of your offer, okay? Because it's about the who, not the, or yeah, the who, not the how, right? So a lot of you should be, like, I hope you're doing this. You're not just getting on here learning with me. Do the challenge, right? So by now, you're supposed to have had your offer done or being done. This week is all about you crafting your origin story, which sells the offer, which is what we're walking over through today. And we're giving you an extra day on Friday because next week we're hitting heavy again so that we can go and actually start building the actual funnel. You're going to actually build the thing next week and walk on through it here. So it's very exciting. Let me pull this up here, though. So Friday's a catch-up day. Just as a reminder, they want me to remind you guys as well, they will more than likely run out of Funnel Hacking Live tickets this week or next week. Okay, they're getting very, very close. There's only a couple hundred left now, and which is super exciting. Yours truly is speaking there. Very excited about it. If you like this kind of stuff, all Funnel Hacking Live is more in depth on this kind of thing. Okay, the OFA challenge is very, very top surface level stuff. If you're like, this is like crazy, just wait. Just follow the rabbit hole. Okay, come to Funnel Hacking Live. Get your tickets quick on there. The challenge for today is where I'm leading you is I want you to be able to go do just a simple Facebook Live telling your story. Or if you're like, that's too scary, I can't get on camera, that's okay. Then do a post. Okay, and this is how you started. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, but this is how I got started in the thing that I'm doing. This is how, right? 10 years ago, right on in. Someone asked, do you have to start with Once Upon a Time? No, but you can as a joke, and I've done that before. Okay, make it your own. You're not trying to be somebody else. You're being yourself louder. Okay, how would you say it? Say it that way. Okay, so we'll get there in a second. And last little announcement here, just before we actually dive on into this stuff. Okay, so I have seen thousands of funnels and thousands of offers and thousands of sales messages. I've built 500 on my own, let alone the thousands of students I've brought through this now. I think I'm almost to 10,000 students now, which is awesome. In the last 3 years, this is all I've done. It's my pure obsession. I've seen a lot of funnels. A little bit of sixth sense gets developed when you spend that much time in anything, right? Which I'm sure you're the same way in whatever you're good at, okay? So one thing we'd like to do is I want to bring one of you guys on at the end of next week to walk through your funnel. live with everybody else, and I will critique your funnel. It's one of my favorite things we did last time, and it was really, really fun. So the way you do that is it's the best one funnel away challenge review. Okay, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Okay, so what we're gonna do, if you guys go to ofareview.com and go use the Epiphany Bridge script to tell a testimonial about how this challenge has helped you, the best one on there, that's how we did it last time. It was a bunch of fun. I will bring on one or maybe two of you, the top ones that are like super cool stories. Okay, and what we'll do is I'll bring you on live with your funnel, and we'll walk through it page by page, your sales message, your offer, the actual funnel itself. And it's what I do. So love to be able to do that. So again, yeah, go to OFA. Thank you very much, Brooke, for posting that there. OFA review. My stories don't include an empty bank account, hungry spouse, etc. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying it has to be out of peril. Okay, and that's one of the things that we're going to walk through here in just a moment. Is it doesn't have to be, the point of the story does not mean you have to be in peril, or you have to, or something, or a victim, or something that's hard or scary. Okay, we're going to walk through that here in just a moment. Let me pull up something real quick here for you guys. There is if you guys not have read the book Expert Secrets as well, when this challenge is over, that is your task. This is worth more than my marketing degree. No joke, not being fluffy. Okay, there is a script. Okay, how many of you guys have seen the movie Hitch? Great movie. The movie Hitch was written from a script called the Hero's Two Journeys script. What happened was this guy named Michael Haig, he's a script writer, and he has this concept of writing stories called the Hero's Two Journeys. Okay, there are two journeys. There is a journey of achievement, okay, where Frodo leaves the Shire. Okay, it's the physical journey, right, where the protagonist almost always has to leave their home. Okay, out of necessity, not their choice. Not their choice. They leave out of necessity. About halfway through, 10% of the story is us just gaining rapport with the individual. About halfway through the story, it is it's the moment of no return, right? You're going to go forward and go the rest of the way, or you're going to turn back, and that's fine. But there's a physical journey that's going on. Frodo leaves the Shire, right? And as he's leaving, right? Oh my gosh, we are going to take the ring to Mordor, or whatever it is that I'm just, since most of us have probably seen that movie, I'm just using that as an example. Okay. As he starts to go, what he's doing is he's trying to achieve, or he's trying to vanquish or rectify, or he's trying to relieve, or he's trying to help or attain in some way, right? There's things that he's going towards, and it's what he's going after the entire time. As we get towards the end of the story, though, a second journey appears that has actually always been there the entire time. So while the hero is going through the journey of achievement, physical journey on the outside, there's a second journey called the journey of transformation. It's the second of the hero's journeys. The journey, right? It's the journey of transformation. Okay, this is really interesting. Right, in the book, it talks about the movie Cars. And you guys remember the movie Cars? Lightning McQueen, at the very beginning, we realize he's kind of a loser. Right, he's a cool guy, but he's got no friends. And he's making, he's winning, and he's a little bit flashy, and he's a little bit cocky about it. And he's going to go and he's going to win. He's going to try and be the best. As in the first 10% of the story, we gain a lot of rapport with Lightning McQueen. He goes to that, Radiator Springs, and he starts his journey of achievement. It's the physical outward journey. The physical outward journey that we all care about. Okay? That we all, you're doing it right now, okay? You're on this journey, and it's an amazing thing to publish about, by the way. Yeah, I was doing this one funnel weight challenge with this guy. He yelled a lot, had massive eyeballs, they're oversized, and he told me to do this, so I totally am, right? Right? It's the journey of achievement on the outside. As Lightning McQueen goes, and he starts to win, right? He's gonna win. He's doing the Piston Cup, right? That's all he wants. The whole movie's based on that. I gotta win, I gotta win, I gotta win, I gotta win. And as he's about to win, he literally stops right in front of the finish line, turns around when he could have won, and pushes across that other guy. I can't remember who it was. And he says, it's just a rusty cup. What does that do to the watcher, to the listener? They go, oh, whoa. That's powerful. That's cool. Funny enough, we don't care about the achievement unless we see a transformation. There's a big gold nugget I just dropped on you right there for your stories. Okay? We care a little bit more about transformation than we do achievement. But achievement the physical journey is the reason we check in. Okay? It's the reason why in my stories, I'm telling you this physical movement. I was walking through classes, even in the one that was fake. Okay? I'm walking out of classes, I see a dude in a limo, and he gives me the book. Right? Then he tells me 20 and 40. And then I do this, a transformation when I'm like, guys, right? I hold the book up. Guys, that was 2 years ago. And usually when I do it on stage and I'm trying to make a point, I tell the same story because I don't want them to think I'm lying. That's the only story that's fake, right? Right? That's usually when people start cheering. Guys, that was 2 years ago. And everyone's like, yes, he did it, right? And that's where they're like, yeah. They want to see, the achievement is like the thing that's like the physical thing. Yeah, but they need the transformation. It's where the essence of the protagonist changes. You guys get that? Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to walk through this here a little bit. So it's called The Hero's Two Journeys. And it is the script for your origin story. Or it's the outline. There's a script that helps you pull it off. Okay? Well, anyways, Michael Haig, that's his thing. And Will Smith was looking for somebody to actually go set up and help him write the script for Hitch. Will Smith saw Michael Haig do that, and The Hero's Two Journeys became the script for the movie Hitch, and pretty much every single Hollywood movie afterwards. Okay, the first 10% of every movie has almost nothing to do with the story. It's just for us to bind our emotions to the main character. Okay, then they are achieving something, but along the way, transformation feel-goods, and we need that, especially in Western culture. Okay, and then we care about the achievement they gained. Oh, they got filthy rich and they were robbers, right? Like Ocean's 11. Oh, but he's probably really a good guy. And he changed and he learned his lesson, so it's okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. What do you do if you're still in the journey of achievement? Then you call your shot and you document the journey. Yeah. Have you ever read the book? Have I? No, I have never read that book. That's part of the funniness of it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Sarah, 100%. Where you're like, I had a boss that I hated. That's okay. And that is binding for other people who've had that emotion, that feeling. You have all the elements you need. You'll do great. Absolutely. If you read the book, let's see. Thanks for watching. Oh, that's like watching a TV series. If the characters don't evolve or go through transformation, it gets boring. Yeah, totally, exactly. Love me some slow clap. Yeah, right, 100%. What if you're still, Stephen? When you explain your origin story at day one, it didn't sound authentic. You're the first person to tell me that. I knew what you were trying to do, and as I've read both Russell's books, that's fine. That's great. What's funny is most of the time, marketers love being sold to. So most of us know what each other is doing to each other, but we still do it anyways, and then we still buy. So, let's see. What if I didn't get an achievement yet? For example, I want to be a coach. Yeah, so what you do, so when I had left ClickFunnels and I was building, like I have a 2 Comma Club award, but I wanted my own funnel on my own, like, you know what I mean? I wanted an additional one. So what I did is, since I didn't have the second one, I was like, what if that's the topic that people follow me for? And so I said, follow me, right? That's literally my podcast intro. Follow me as I go and build my next $1 million business without VC funding, right? Giving away equity, any kind of debt, only using today's best internet sales funnels. I'll give you both the good and the bad so you can avoid the bad and only take the good, right? That's awesome. And so for the next like 100 episodes, I was documenting my journey towards my next one. And that's exactly how I did it. So that's actually just as exciting for people to listen to as if you had already achieved it. And actually, funny enough, it's almost more exciting if you haven't hit it yet, right? And sometimes it doesn't matter if you've hit it. The big lie is thinking that you need some kind of credential or you've had the success in order to be followable. It's not true at all. It's okay for a backstory to be someone else's. I like doing that most other people's stories in things like testimonials. For the attractive character, like, it's really to be the attractive character. You really are going to have to go in and just grab your own origin story. You all have one. It's the reason you're doing what you are. And if you don't think so, like, this part can be hard to pull out, so we're going to walk through this here in just a moment. I just need you to understand, like, what we're actually doing here. No achievement yet, still working on it. That's great. You're actually just as followable. Um, Someone said trying to gain weight and increase my muscle gain and then build the confidence to ask a girl out. That's awesome, right? You called your shot. Follow me as I try and get there. Okay. Yep, every good movie must have this built in. And in every 9 years we went through this process. Yeah, love it. Absolutely. I know I'm in the funnel. My story is meant to be so true. Totally love Steven's story. Mind blowing. I feel myself transform with the OFA challenge. Yeah, how do you think I know how to do that, right? It's because I study what causes belief, which is story, and I know how to pull the levers of story. And so it's just a way that I explain things to bring people through the lens that I have at the same time. Okay. I love your eyeballs. Alrighty, hey, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dive onto this stuff. Could you have different stories inside of one story? Yeah, totally. Right? It's totally. Don't get too in depth with this whole stuff, guys. This could totally get like Inception, story within a story within a story. You dream within a dream within a dream. Wasn't an insult, by the way. I was just feedback. No, it's totally okay. It's totally okay. It will be a mistake, everybody, when you tell your stories if you're trying to attract everybody. I'm not. Okay? My marketing offends as many people as it attracts. And I don't mean offend, but it pushes away as many people as it pulls. Which is great. That's fine. Some people don't like my personality. They like the content. They don't like my personality. And for that reason alone, they will not continue with me. That is okay. That is part of the attractive character. To be attractive to some also by definition means you are unattractive to others. Right? You got to be okay with that. Okay? I did not handle negativity very well about 5 years ago when I was starting this game. Okay? I would get all offended and butthurt and I'd be like, what? Someone said something negative, they didn't like me? Oh no, for shame, right? And it would wreck my day. And I'd be like, no, this is gonna kill me. And then I'd get hostile. I would. And I'd be like, you piece of crap, and other expletives. Are you kidding me? Why would you say that? And I had to grow up. Okay, so it's okay. It's okay. People are gonna jump on you and say I love you, or somebody's gonna say I hate you, and I'm like, that's okay. That's all right. Right? Because unless I have a little bit of polarity, I am not attractive. Okay? Meaning this is what I stand for. Boom! And I plant a flag in the ground. Okay? By doing that, I make myself a target for both lovers and haters. That's all right. That's totally okay. Anyway. All right, guys. I'm going to keep going here, okay? So we don't keep going on the chat here. Alrighty. So, the origin story though. Okay, so let me share my screen real quick, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna walk through the elements of what makes an Epiphany Bridge script. Now, it was one of the privileges I had when I first got to ClickFunnels. Russell started developing and outlining the Expert Secrets book. So I actually had I was able to be there a lot of feedback, a lot of soundboarding ideas back and forth for the Expert Secrets book, which is very, very fun. Anyway, one of the things we went back and forth on is how can we develop a script to pull off the Heroes 2 journeys? Okay, so that's what the Epiphany Bridge script is. There's not an origin story script. There's not a script for, right? It's all the Epiphany Bridge script. What an Epiphany Bridge script is literally, by definition, we need to cause an epiphany in them. Okay, I need them to say to themselves, oh my gosh, I should probably learn how to tell my origin story. Okay? Meaning the action that I'm trying to get them to take, I'm trying to get them to come to that resolution on their own. You get it? If I come out and say, you need to buy my product, it makes them feel like, ah! Right? Instead, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have I need to cause the epiphany in their head. I should buy this guy's product. Okay? That is the Epiphany Bridge story. The Epiphany Bridge script. That's what you're meant to do. A lot of times the reason why people don't sell very well also when they're starting to tell their stories. Okay? The thing that removes it as a sales story and just turns it to a story is people will come out and say, here's a neat story and this is the action you should take. It's like, no. What you're doing is if I tell a backstory, I go through my desires, I go through the walls I was hitting, I go through the epiphany I experienced. What I'm likely doing is I'm putting people, it's state control. I'm putting somebody in a certain state to receive an epiphany on their own. And they realize, oh my gosh. Okay? It's one of the more challenging parts of telling a story. So just follow the script, and that's what it causes. Oh my gosh, I need to take this action. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Here's the link. Okay? Here's where you go put your credit card in. Does that make sense? That's what makes the Epiphany Bridge story so effective. Now, if you want to mess it up, tell them the epiphany. Okay? All right, so what this is right here is, if you go page 114, in my opinion, it's like the most powerful page of the entire book. Page 114 right here. All right, this is the Epiphany Bridge script. Okay, this right here. Now, if you're like, that is really convoluted, all you're doing is you're answering these 8 questions. Okay? What's your backstory? Desires? Walk. Okay, so I'm going to walk through this here real quick, and we're going to do it with my origin story that you guys, just because we've all heard it. Okay, so that you guys know how to pull this off here, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is let me share my screen real fast, and we will go to, let me keep the chat up here for the recording. Yesterday was mind blown. Told my daughter your book story yesterday. Read by the book, whole thing, mind blown. Awesome, guys. Sweet. My first impression of you is bad. Whatever, it's okay. Can I make us all right. Don't judge a story by its authenticity, right? They want to be authentic. I would judge it by how well it's selling. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm saying, is it an effective story? One of the things that people struggle with, let me say it another way. I know when somebody's ready to blow it up in this game when they've learned how to tell a story that's attractive to others. That's true, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to go into is we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 different topics here because there's 8 different questions, and we're going to walk through them. Okay, and the first thing we got to do here is, right, we have the backstory, and then we have the internal. You know, I'm actually going to bump this out to 9, so we have room for internal and external separately. Oops, put caps lock on. Okay, internal, external. Then we go through the wall. Wall is very powerful. Epiphany. Then we'll go through the actual plan. Then there's conflict. Then there's achievement. Achievement. Spelling was not my forte. Achievement, and then transformation. Are you asking why? Someone said, where is that? For the 12th time, page 114, Expert Secrets. Please read it. Okay, so are you asking why I know someone will blow it up when they can tell their story well? It's because to be an attractive character, this is showbiz, guys. It is. Meaning, this is the age of attention. It's not just so much the age of information. There's more information being created than any one of us could ever produce just in a single day, right? We could not consume it even in a lifetime, okay? This is the age of attention. If you don't know how to get people's attention, you will die, okay? And so what we're doing is we're learning how to tell stories that are interesting, true stories, but in a way that is interesting to listen to, that pulls the listener through realizations that we're causing rather than telling, okay? All right, so the backstory. Now think about this real quick here. What is the backstory you guys know from me? What is the origin story for me? Yeah, right? You just rifle stuff off. So I would do the same thing, right? I was a poor student, couldn't feed my wife. I was broke. Yeah, I was a bad learner. I didn't do food coupons, actually, but Dad wouldn't help me. Actually, that's probably more like wall. Dad wouldn't help me, right? Out of love. Couldn't feed my wife. Shy, definitely shy. I tried oh my gosh, I tried so many businesses. That probably might be more like the conflict stuff. Yeah. Tried lots of businesses. The opposite of my shirt. Exactly. Afraid to speak. Right. Okay. So that's my backstory. Right. And the setting is I'm in college and I am. So we could describe the scene just a little bit. Right. I'm in college. It was winter time. We had just gotten married. What else is going on the scene? Couldn't get jobs because they were $3 an hour. Yeah, so Daniel said he spent $5K on a program that was trash. Yeah, ugh. Don't forget the bike. Yeah, the bike thing. I might put that more in like plan. Okay, cool. What were my internal desires? The things the self-talk, right? What's the conversation going on with me against me at that time? Afraid, not worthy. Yeah, afraid, not worthy. I was freaking out just a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail. It's gonna suck, right? I don't know if this is gonna be the business that works. I just wanted to provide. I wasn't trying to make them tons of money. In fact, each year what I do is I make a video publicly declaring my goal, my financial goal for the next year. That first year, well, it started like 2 or 3 years into our marriage. I was just like, man, if I could just do $1,000 a month, it would change our life, right? I just wanted to provide. I wasn't trying to like buy a freaking island. I just wanted to like live, right? Be further from not dying, right? It's like anyway, yeah. I want to have control. I wanted just a little bit more control financially. Okay, financially. Externally, what was I on the outside? Okay, we all have multiple hats and faces that we wear, whether or not we try to. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to be tough. I'm one bad man pajama, right? I'm the man. Yeah, exactly. I can do anything. This is the one, babe. Ain't nothing but a thing. Can do anything. Ain't nothing but a thing. Nothing but a thing. Right? Hermit artist. Yeah, nothing's wrong, even though everything was wrong. Okay. Now, I hit a wall. Oh my gosh. I realized my wife wasn't eating. Right? And to protect me, she was not telling me that. Wife wasn't eating, and so I went and oops. Okay, I went and I asked Dad, and he said nope, thankfully. But I had to realize, oh my gosh, like I'm on my own. I'm on my own for the epiphany, and I realized no job will pay enough anyways. And I realized I need to be an entrepreneur. Right? My dad didn't tell me that. That was the epiphany I had and the plan I started coming up with. So I was like, well, sweet. And I started building funnels. And I tried 12 businesses before learning about what funnels were, actually. 12 failures. 12 failures over 3.5 years. Right? That's not the plan, but it's what happened. Oh, that's on the next one here. And see how you can spin this in multiple ways. Let's say this is my story of how I got to work for Russell. Okay. So if I'm like the plan, so I'm going to build funnels. I'm going to bootstrap the plan. I'm going to bootstrap my way, bootstrap my way to FHL. And I started trading funnels, right, for plane tickets. Trading funnels to get there. Then I got there, right? I rode the bike across downtown San Diego with my luggage over my shoulder. San Diego. Tried lots of businesses, the conflict on the way. There's lots of failures, ups and downs. Started getting some successes though. After reading .com secrets, the achievement is I got to FHL and I soaked in everything because I knew I'd given more than most people to be there. I got to FHL and then I got a job offer 5 times while I was there for ClickFunnels. And then I worked and became Russell Brunson's funnel builder. The transformation. I realized that I'll tell you guys. I realized I wasn't the problem. Like, I had to develop as an attractive character. I started asking myself though, like earlier on, like, there's something wrong with me that I'm not pulling this off. Yeah. Achievement, definitely. Yeah, fed my wife. Right, anchor that from the beginning. So, fed my wife. Right, and I realized I wasn't the problem. The biggest thing I learned is I want to work with people like you, which is why I begged to do what I'm doing right now. Because it sucks to not have it figured out for a while, and it's one of those painful experiences I've ever gone through. To be poor, I want to help people build businesses. Okay. It's not an in-your-face moment. Could you wrap the text for screenshot? Yes, sorry about that. Let me wrap the text here for you guys so you can see it better. Boom, and then up at the top, and sweet. And let me get this out of the way. Sweet. Being broke sucks, It's true. Okay. So if I was to go tell a story now, does that make sense? I just go with the facts. But telling the facts in this way brings emotion. This interesting hack to the game. If you're like, I have the emotional. What is that in Harry Potter? I'm a closet Harry Potter nerd. Okay, in Harry Potter, they're like, you have the emotional bandwidth of a teaspoon or something like that, right? If you're like, I have never laughed in my life and I don't feel feelings. I have one feeling, and sometimes I feel it, right? If you're like, and I get it, right? Because we're all different, and that's totally fine. But if you're like that kind of person, you're like, I'm not gonna get something to. It's emotional, and Steven, I talk monotone when I think that I am being emotional. You know what I mean? And if you're like, I don't know how to be this kind of attractive character. Okay, the way that you do that is you just tell the facts in this order and describe the scenes as you walk through them. Boom. Story. Okay. So I was poor, right? I found out I couldn't feed my wife because we were broke. I didn't know how to learn. I didn't know how to speak very well. In fact, I stuttered quite a bit. I didn't have a stutter problem, but I didn't know how to speak very well. We just got married. We couldn't get jobs. Inside, I was freaking out. I was so afraid. I didn't know how to provide, right? I just wanted a little control financially. I wasn't trying to like make bukus or be the next Donald Trump. I just wanted to make some money so we wouldn't be close to death 24/7, right? On the outside, though, I was trying to make it feel like it was all together for my wife so she wouldn't be freaked out. I was trying to act a little tough. Like I was the man. I got it. I got it. Babe, we got this. When really, I didn't have it at all. But I was like, ain't nothing but a thing, babe. Right? Then all of a sudden, I was like, when I really found out, like, she really wasn't eating, and I could barely feed us. We couldn't even last 3 more weeks. That's when I called my dad, and he said no, thankfully. And I realized I got to figure crap out on my own. But no job I could find who I was paying. I need to become an entrepreneur. So the plan was to become an entrepreneur. I started trying a whole bunch of stuff, and I didn't know what funnels were at the time, but it was like this. I had a plan. I'd go build a business, and it would fail. Business would fail. 12 failures, right, over 3.5 years until I figured out what funnels were and started building funnels. I got to get to Funnel Hacking Live. Oh my gosh. So I started trading funnels in order to get there because we were still broke. Okay. I rode my bike. I rented one of those little city bikes that you can, put a few quarters in or whatever, and put my luggage over my shoulder. And after I bootstrapped my flight there, I bootstrapped basically my actual wheels to Funnel Hacking Live. Hid the bike in a bush, walked in and got 5 job offers, right? I had tried tons of businesses. I tried tons of stuff. I started, what really got me success though was getting, .com secrets and reading that. You have a lot more tools than I ever did. All I had was that book. When I got to FHL, I got a job offer for 5 times because I had gotten proficient enough in it and had a lot of clients with a lot of successes by that time that I was good enough for them, right? And I fed my wife, which is awesome. I became his funnel builder, built 500 funnels, built the original 2 Comic Club coaching program, and I'm now the One Funnel Away guy. And anyway, Transformation. I realized I wasn't the issue. I realized the patterns that I was taught were incomplete in college. Okay, I learned I wanted to help people build businesses, small business. I love small business. Not that I don't. I do a lot with big, but does that make sense? How is G6 a conflict? G. Started getting successes after reading. Oh, meaning I would just tie it into it. All I do is I just brain dump in those areas and then just like delete the headings, and there's your story. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Alrighty. So that's the whole idea, and that's what you're doing today. Okay. The actual worksheet for today is you guys are gonna walk through the Epiphany Bridge script, okay, and fill it out. Now, the thing that will mess up your Epiphany Bridge, we're gonna walk through one more thing here so you guys get it. You need to anchor the script to something. Okay. What are the 3 core markets? They are health, wealth, or relationships, right? Health, wealth, relationships. Okay. So let's say that I'm going to go sell health because I have a supplement. I have a protein supplement. Or let's say it's a green drink. Green drink. I'm going to go talk to those who are drinking green drinks in order to get health. And I'm throwing rocks at that industry saying, make your own green drink because the ones in the stores have an absolute crap ton of sugar. Make your own, right? And I have a product around this. I have an offer around this. Here's your own at-home kit, and we ship out the ingredients to you so you don't have to think about it, which I would love that, by the way. Anyway. This is an actual thing for me, right? But what would be the mistake is for me to go tell an origin story, right, about how I got into right, health, green drinks, and it's like the story stops here is what I'm saying. Meaning the origin story needs to lead us through your experience. Look, I wanted to be healthy. And so I started doing what I saw what was popular, which we all do. And I started drinking green drinks, but I started gaining weight, which is crazy weird. And I started gaining weight, and I realized after studying like crazy, right? And you go through a backstory. And you go through the internal, external. I wanted to be healthy. On the outside, I wanted to be healthy, but I wanted better looking skin. So I did what everyone was doing. I started drinking green drinks. The mistake people make with origin stories is they don't guide us through all the way to the new opportunity that you're selling now. Okay, the origin story, the epiphany needs to be, I see why I should make my own green drink now. Thank you very much. You see what I'm saying? Don't have that's the way that origin stories suck it up. And it's the reason why a lot of times when people make an origin story, it's not that effective. It's not that every one of us doesn't have something that we could have gone and achieved, or we were the victim, or we were trying to transform somehow, or we were trying to attain. You see what I'm saying? It's not that part's relatively easy. You're just following the script. But as far as positioning the story, what you're doing is you're guiding them through things that they're likely already doing. Who would be the best buyer for your at-home green drink kit product? Somebody who's already drinking green drinks, right? Somebody who's already trying to make them at home. What we need to see is an origin story that guides them through beginning to end so that they can identify with you. Oh my gosh, I had the same things. Yes, I started and I just wanted to be healthy. Yes, I went and I did these I'm consuming these green drinks. They're amazing, but I seem to be like, my skin's actually worse now. Acne now. I feel like I'm gaining weight. I'm losing muscle mass. What the heck is going on with this stuff? I'm like, yeah, internal desires. I wanted that as well, but external, I'm seeing the same. I started losing muscle mass and gaining weight and started getting bad skin again and realized there's all this sugar in them. And they're like, me too. And you're like, well, duh. I know I should put those in because you're probably experiencing that inside of this market that I'm selling to. You guys getting this? Okay, so if you are going in and let's say you're selling men's fashion, who are you going to sell men's fashion to most likely? Those who are already buying men's fashion type products, not those who are not dressing well already. That's a harder customer. Okay, if you're like, oh, I'm going to go in, I'm going to sell a software. The easiest, and let's say it's a lead software. This will help you get more leads. The easiest person to sell that to is the person who's already buying something like that. But people are like, but they're already buying something like that, so they don't need to buy it from me because they've already been buying it. No, no, no. How many times have you watched the same movie? Okay, how many times have you bought the same kinds of T-shirts or clothes or whatever? All right, how many times have you listened to the same music? Okay, it's the same thing. How many times have you? My guess is you've not just read one wealth book or one money-making book in your life. You probably read multiple of them. Same exact thing. The easiest customer to sell your thing to is those who are already buying things like that. 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 Okay, I'm going to be annoying so you remember it here, okay? Because it'll change your life. Okay, way easier to make money that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to position the story here to talk to people who are already consuming green drinks and are likely have been trying to make them at home already. Make your own at-home green drink. And you're like, sweet, I have a sweet kit, and I'm going to ship out the ingredients to you, and I'm going to do, right, and they're cold packed, so they're fresh, and you guys getting this? But the origin story I would tell is, man, I was really unhealthy, and I have a family history on my dad's side of, I'm just making this up, just thinking through the script here, backstory, okay? I'm thinking, actually, let's walk through it, okay? If I'm going to sell an at-home green drink kit, what I'm going to go try and do is I'm going to say, hey, family history of unhealthiness. Okay. It's a joke. It's a family joke of ours now of how much weight we try to gain during Thanksgiving. I had a friend whose family was that way. At how much they can gain. Eesh. Okay. Internally, I knew it was wrong or unhealthy for me. I was like, I'll be healthy tomorrow. On the outside, I just wanted more friends. It was something I could bond over. It was a wow factor. It was something for me to talk about because I didn't think my life was that exciting. Right? I'm starting to hit home on some things that could be very touchy for people. That's okay. It's going to identify with them really quick. Okay? What's the wall I hit? I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, dude, your cholesterol is through the freaking roof. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you didn't. And I was like, oh, crap, I can't be doing that anymore. And I realized I need more veggies. And the bigger epiphany I had was I haven't had a vegetable in 5 months. And it was candied yams. Okay? I haven't had veggies in 5 months. See how easy it is for me to come up with a fake book story? I just followed the script, okay? I just make sure it's the same every time because I'm just filling in the gaps, okay? I remember purple is a fruit. So I decided I would I started buying green drinks. I started buying green drinks. The conflict I had is that I actually got less healthy. Are you serious? Less healthy, and I needed an additional plan. Like sometimes the plan conflict thing is a dance. There's a plan and then a conflict. So like I have to revamp the plan, but then there was this new conflict. Then I had to revamp a new plan, and there was a new conflict. Okay, so it's kind of a dance sometimes. It's not just so much one and done, column by column here. I got less healthy as crazy. And then I started realizing, oh my gosh, sugar, so much sugar. Sugar all over the place, tons of it, and actually was making me less healthy. And I was a type 2 diabetic after a while. Okay, just making this up. Okay, the achievement I had is that I realized I needed to make these at home, but it still sucks to go through all of the things to actually make a green drink. The transformation I've had is that I won't say I'm a health freak, but I now see obviously the value of health in the role of the mind, in body and mind. And my goal, my mission, is to make veggie consumption easier for everyone at home. So we ship out this stuff. Okay. Now, what did that do? If somebody's like, oh, cool, I'm health, and I'm going to talk to those who are drinking green drinks because they want to be healthy. They think green drinks is the vehicle that will get them health. Okay, I'm not selling green drinks. I'm selling health. I'm not selling make your own kits. I'm selling health. But the path people are walking down to get health is health, then green drinks, and I'm like, yeah, I did that too. And they're like, I am right now, and I'm losing muscle mass, I'm gaining fat, and my skin's getting bad, and I feel less healthy, and I'm actually type 2 diabetic also now. And you're like, I know, I went through the same thing. How do I know how to say those things? Because they're going through them, because I went through them. It's very much conjoining. And what the origin story does is guide them over this last bridge right here, from where they currently are over to your new fresh pot over here that you're creating. Okay? So just understand the positioning of where the origin story goes. Okay? Yeah. Alrighty. Hey guys, just as a reminder, would love to be able to do a walkthrough of some of you guys, or one or two of you guys. If you go to ofareview.com, leave me a review using the Epiphany Bridge script found on page 114 here. Follow the 8 questions. It's also on the worksheet for today's homework. Also remember to please get a Funnel Hacking Live ticket. It is a life-changing thing. This Friday is a catch-up day, so we're not going to have one because there's a lot going on. My personal challenge to you guys, though, is for you to just open up Facebook and either with Facebook Live or writing. And if you want to, like, I would write it either way so you can think through it. Take those 8 things from today's worksheet, fill out all the blanks, okay, and then delete the headlines and either post that story or if you're gutsy, just tell the story on Facebook Live. Hey, if you guys don't know why I'm doing what I am, I know a lot of you guys know I'm in this, like, I sell this green drink stuff. I just thought I'd tell you why. It's because backstory, internal, external, okay, wall, epiphany, okay, all the way through, and that this is a big deal, okay. This is how we sell without selling, okay, by definition. In fact, I think that's what we call it sometimes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's challenge. Please take this serious. This is the stuff that I can tell if you're serious if you do this one. Bye.